Got some big news in the markets today. 500 plus rally going on. A lot to talk about in terms of the weather. It's going to be a wonderful week. Wonderful. And then next weekend. Yeah, I know. It's the weekends. Why is it doing that? But anyway, I need to mow already. I looked out at letting the dogs out yesterday afternoon, and it looked like so shabby looking. So I got to get on it before my neighbors get upset. So we've got lots of sports this week. This past weekend on radio debuted the Blue Raiders for the 2025 season in conference play. Now, they've been playing a while, but our first radio games from Dallas Baptist. So we've got a lot of sports news to go over. We've got baseball and softball on the high school side lined up for this week. So we're going to be plenty busy here in the next few. Spring break starts a week from today. Yeah. So told you, a lot going on. We've had some great shows already this morning. You'll want to check back on the Action Line podcast when it goes up. If you missed the show today, it was County Mayor Joe Carr and Mike Clausen from Middle Point Landfill, just kind of talking over the landfill issues from both sides and answering some questions. I think you'll enjoy that podcast. And then Andy Herzer with his roundtable guest, Missy Lay of Wild Goose Chase Events. So check out the podcast. Those are, the roundtable is up. Action Line will be up shortly, so we'll have all of that covered for you. Birthday Club. Let's do that first this morning. Our Birthday Club winner is Caitlin Hopkins. Somebody told us that Caitlin is 40 today. It's okay. I always feel like if they're younger than me, it's okay to say, right? And Caitlin, you're very much younger than me. Double digits younger than me. But anyway, happy birthday today. Enjoy this big birthday, Caitlin Hopkins, and you're going to get to enjoy that with some banana pudding from Slick Pig Barbecue. They're at 1920 East Main. So every Tuesday through Saturday, they are open on at Slick Pig at 1920 East Main Street. So you can head on over and enjoy that, Caitlin. Courtesy of our friends at Slick Pig Barbecue and your good neighbors here at WGNS. Good neighbor. It's also someone else's birthday that is our good neighbor of the day today, and that's former State Representative John Hood. John is the good neighbor of the day today for all the good deeds he continues to do for anyone that he can. So it's his birthday as well. So Representative Hood, happy birthday. You're going to enjoy some flowers from Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts and News Radio WGNS as the good neighbor of the day. And for those of you who aren't native to Rutherford County, maybe you don't know, this former state representative was also one of the very first voices on WGNS back in 1947. So, John, we wish you a very, very happy birthday today as our good neighbor of the day.
Now, here's your Rutherford weather forecast.
All right, if you're watching here on Big G TV, let's take a look outside. Oh, goodness, look at those beautiful blue skies. Just a few little white wispy clouds out there. It is looking fabulous for a spring day today, and it's really looking fabulous all week this week. Going to get into the 70s. Maybe another little dip into the 60s. By Friday, almost 80. Yeah. Saturday, almost 80 again. And then it's Saturday night and Sunday. We've got kind of circled on the calendar for our next possibility of some springtime thunderstorms. Let's get a forecast look right now. It is, well, I think that's maybe an old temperature at Murfreesboro Airport. No, 59 degrees. That is right. And 58 degrees at the Smyrna Airport, the two locations where we get our temperatures across the county. Let's get your forecast from our weatherology meteorologist.
This afternoon, Brian, will see some gradually decreasing cloud cover as a cold frontal boundary continues to pull away on off to the east. Otherwise, expecting afternoon high temperatures to climb up into the upper 60s. For tonight, partly to mostly cloudy with lows in the mid-40s. And then we'll improve back to some lower 70s for high temperatures on your Tuesday with sunny to partly cloudy skies. Wednesday all the way through Friday still looking to stay dry. Wednesday and Thursday in the 60s. I'm meteorologist Michael Carroll.
Thank you, Michael, for that update here for us. And 58 in Smyrna, 59 in Murfreesboro. That is a look at your Rutherford weather forecast. We were live on the Rutherford Weather Channel and on radio yesterday afternoon for the severe thunderstorm warning for North Rutherford County. Had some hail yesterday. Got some photos from my daughter who lives in nearby Wilson County. And they almost look like the size of quail eggs. So some pretty decent hail falling yesterday across the northern half from Smyrna to Laverne. And that's what that severe thunderstorm was warned for. We gave you about a 30-minute lead time on that storm coming through. So you had time to go out, put the car up, get it out of the so you wouldn't suffer any hail damage. So that's what we do at the Rutherford Weather Channel. So the warning, we went on radio, gave you the warning, continued our coverage on the Rutherford Weather Channel, on our video, YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch, break back into radio with an update. So that's kind of how we handle severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, wall-to-wall on all of our platforms. And the Rutherford Weather Channel here to keep you informed on impactful and severe weather. Be sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications for Rutherford Weather, rutherfordwx.com. That's rutherfordwx.com, Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitch. You can find us in all of those locations, and you'll never be out of the loop on the latest in weather.
Good day, Rutherford County. This is Lee Colvin, financial advisor and CFP with Edward Jones. Let's get the latest business news from our financial desk.
Well, the Dow rallies over 500 points to start the week on hopes of the president softening his tariff stance. Equity markets higher today with reports that the president, or the Trump administration, I should say, may initially pursue a narrower set of reciprocal tariffs on a group of countries that represent the majority of U.S. trade. Reciprocal tariffs are intended to equalize U.S. tariffs with the duties charged by the trading partner. If true, Edward Jones believes that this would be a positive development as it could reduce the scope of a potential inflation impact of tariffs while also potentially facilitating trade negotiations. Right now, the Dow is up 543 points at 42,528. S&P ahead 93 at 5761. And the NASDAQ is up 380 at 18,164.
From Wall Street to Church Street, that's the latest business news from the Edward Jones Financial Desk. I'm financial advisor and CFP Lee Colvin. Call 615-907-7056 or stop by our office on South Rutherford Boulevard in the Public Shopping Center.
Rutherford Issues on News Radio WGNS.
Rutherford Issues, powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Our friends at MTE are ready to help you take control of your account usage, your energy usage, save money. There we go. Download the My MTE app. Track your energy consumption, pay your bill, even report outages right there from the free My MTE app. Available now on iOS and Android. A check of world news next here on WGNS. It's 14 minutes after 10. We've got your Rutherford Roundup, statewide news from the Tennessee, Access Tennessee, all of that straight ahead. Sports too here on Rutherford Issues.
CBS Radio News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Steve Kathan. Just over a week from what President Trump says will be Liberation Day. There's word his planned wave of tariffs will be more targeted when they roll out April 2nd. That's eased the fears of some investors with strong gains today on Wall Street. CBS News White House correspondent Ed O'Keefe.
There are reports that, in fact, the tariff threat is narrowing to more industry-specific tariffs. One thing the president is doing later today is announcing an economic development deal down in the state of Louisiana, where they're set to announce about $5.8 billion in steel manufacturing set for that state, driven by Hyundai, the Korean automaker.
In an emergency appeal today, the Trump administration is asking the Supreme Court to halt a ruling ordering the rehiring of thousands of federal workers let go in mass firings across several agencies. CBS's Jake Rosen has more on the court battle today in Washington in the dispute over plane loads of migrants that the U.S. sent to El Salvador.
There's an argument today for about an hour. Each side will have 30 minutes to present their case. Judge Boasberg just issued a ruling this morning saying that he's not going to rescind his temporary restraining order that currently blocks these migrants from being deported. And Attorney General Bondi said that she expects this to go all the way to the Supreme Court.
It's bankruptcy court for the genetic testing company 23andMe filing for Chapter 11 protection. The CEO has resigned. CBS's Nancy Chen says for millions of customers concerned about their data, there is action to take.
Log into your account, go to settings, scroll to 23andMe data, click view, scroll to delete data, and click permanently delete data.
Emergency crews in the Carolinas are again battling wildfires. Some evacuations ordered in areas of North Carolina hit hard by Hurricane Helene. South Carolina's governor declared an emergency in response to a growing wildfire in that state. Brad Bramlett is the South Carolina Forestry Commission official.
There's a lot of what we call down timber, blown debris that's fallen because of Hurricane Helene. That just makes the conditions that much more difficult.
Overseas, and the opening of a trial for a film star.
French cinema icon Gérard Depardieu is in court this week accused of sexual assault in 2021. A decorator and an assistant producer claim the actor grabbed and groped them while filming The Green Shutters. Depardieu, who denies the charges, faces 5 years in prison and an $80,000 fine if convicted. Elaine Cobb, CBS News, Paris.
And checking Wall Street, right now the Dow is up 524 points. The Nasdaq is ahead 362. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Febreze. Fabric Talk. Hello, my love. I am your living room carpet. I see everything. I feel everything. After a while, I smell like everything, including Sir Pickles, who you snuggle with while binging that dating show you can't stop watching. So, how about we freshen things up with Febreze Fabric Spray? Oh, and a big spray for my pals, couch and ottoman. Ah, yes, refreshing. Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
Fellas, if you've noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive, it could be low testosterone. Don't wait. Get checked by the experts at Low T Center. They have over a decade of experience helping patients achieve life-changing results with testosterone therapy, or TRT. And for established patients, they offer the convenience of physician-monitored at-home TRT with advanced personalized plans that include both lab testing and self-inject medication. Low T Center makes it easy, shipping directly to your door. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment online. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the Law Offices of John Day. For more than 30 years, my team and I have worked hard to help injured people throughout Middle Tennessee. Over that time, we've helped thousands of people get the legal help they need when they've needed it the most. And if we're not able to help or aren't the right lawyer for you, we'll do the best to point you in the right direction. If you've been injured, call the Law Offices of John Day for a free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless we win your case.
The Wake Up Crew, Swap and Shop, Action Line, The Roundtable, Rutherford Issues. We're keeping it local. Weekday mornings here on News Radio, WGNS.
I'm Dalton Barrett with News Radio WGNS, and here are some of the top stories affecting Rutherford County on your Rutherford Roundup for this Monday, March the 24th, 2025. Health officials have confirmed Tennessee as the 19th state to report a measles case in 2025, with the infection identified in Middle Tennessee. While specific details such as the patient's location, age, or gender have not been released, authorities say that the individual is under quarantine and recovering at home. Efforts are underway to determine the source of the exposure and assess whether others in the region may have contracted the virus. Symptoms of measles typically appear 1 to 2 weeks after exposure and include high fever, cough, runny nose, red eyes, and the distinctive rash. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention warn that measles poses a serious risk, especially for children under 5, pregnant women, and individuals with weakened immune systems. Complications can range from pneumonia and encephalitis to premature birth and even death. The CDC also notes that infected individuals can transmit the virus before showing any symptoms. As of March, 378 measles cases have already been reported in 2025, surpassing the total number for all of 2024, with 2 measles-related deaths confirmed nationally. Meanwhile, in Franklin, protests are underway at the local Tesla dealership in response to widespread cuts enacted through Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency initiative, organized by Invisible Tennessee. This demonstration is part of a coordinated effort that includes similar protests in Bartlett, Chattanooga, and Knoxville. Activists cite large-scale layoffs and contract terminations associated with Doge, along with concerns about Musk's broader business practices. Tesla, one of several companies led by Musk, has faced backlash amid these developments, drawing attention from both state and national advocacy groups. In Murfreesboro, the city's Public Works Stormwater Division is making significant strides in infrastructure improvements with the recent acquisition of a Liebherr R936C excavator. The heavy-duty equipment allows city crews to handle large-scale projects that once required private contractors, saving taxpayer dollars and enhancing operational efficiency. Approved by the City Council, the nearly $300,000 investment is already proving beneficial as crews work in the Kingdom Ridge subdivision in West Murfreesboro. They're replacing 730 feet of failed plastic piping with durable 60-inch concrete piping, a project that would have cost $600,000 if outsourced. The Public Works Assistant Director, Tracy Bown, praised the team's capability and the long-term savings that the new equipment brings. With 14 team members, the Stormwater Division continues to manage essential, yet often unseen systems that protect and sustain Murfreesboro's infrastructure. Meanwhile, Rutherford County has seen a promising decline in vehicle thefts, according to the National Insurance Crime Bureau. Car thefts across the U.S. dropped in 2024, falling below 1 million after a sharp rise beginning in 2020. In Rutherford County, reported thefts decreased from 666 in 2023 to 544 in 2024. However, several vehicle models remain frequent targets, including the Nissan Maxima, Hyundai Elantra, and Hyundai Sonata. The reduction in thefts is partly credited to software upgrades and security efforts by automakers, especially for vulnerable Hyundai and Kia models. Still, officials continue to urge residents to take preventative measures such as parking in secure areas and keeping valuables hidden. Barrett Firearms Manufacturing planned expansion in Rutherford County has generated both enthusiasm and concern following the announcement of a new 250,000 square foot headquarters on Manchester Pike. While the move is expected to bring 183 new jobs and significant economic investment to the area, some local leaders and residents are urging caution. Rutherford County Regional Planning Commissioner Michael Shirley emphasized that the project is not yet finalized and will require a rezoning approval, as the proposed site is currently zoned for residential development. County Commissioner Jonathan Beverly confirmed that the public will have opportunities to voice concerns, particularly at the upcoming Planning Commission meeting on April 14th. Community members in the Buchanan area, including nearby resident Kim Rowland and Buchanan Community Alliance President Ricky Marlin, have expressed apprehension about potential impacts on traffic, noise, and rural character. While Marlin supports the idea of Barrett's growth, he advocates for relocating the expansion closer to Barrett's existing facility along I-24, where zoning and infrastructure already support industrial development. Elsewhere in Middle Tennessee, residents are being encouraged to prepare for upcoming federal ID changes. The Department of Safety and Homeland Security is expanding access to Real ID appointments at driver service centers across the state, including nearby locations in Nashville, Columbia, and Cookeville beginning in May of 2025. A Real ID with a gold star is required to board domestic flights and access certain federal facilities. Applicants must provide proof of citizenship, a social security number, and 2 forms of Tennessee residency. In Murfreesboro, authorities have arrested and charged a man in connection with a vehicle fire that occurred earlier this month. According to Rutherford County Fire and Rescue, 41-year-old David Victorio was taken into custody on Thursday following a joint search warrant executed by the Rutherford County Fire Marshal's Office. Victorio is accused of intentionally setting fire to a passenger vehicle on March 15th. The vehicle was discovered engulfed in flames along Asbury Road in Murfreesboro. Following an investigation, officials identified Victorio as the suspect and charged him with setting fire to personal property. He was booked into the Rutherford County Jail and later released on a $7,500 bond. The case remains under investigation as fire officials continue working to determine the circumstances that led to the incident. That same week, Murfreesboro police responded to a separate but equally serious situation involving a domestic dispute that escalated into a barricade incident. On the evening of Sunday, March 23rd, police received reports of a domestic incident that led to one person barricading themselves inside a home on Goose Creek Lane. A substantial police presence quickly formed in the neighborhood as officers worked to contain the situation. Law enforcement urged nearby residents to avoid the area for safety reasons while the incident was ongoing. Just over 2 hours later, around 7:15 p.m., the Murfreesboro Police Department confirmed that the scene was secure and that there was no longer any threat to the community. Streets in the area were reopened shortly thereafter. These back-to-back incidents reflect the continued vigilance of emergency personnel and law enforcement across Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. That's all for now. For updates on these and more local news stories, be sure to check out our website, wgnsradio.com, or follow us on social media at News Radio WGNS on Facebook and X. I'm Dalton Barrett, and I'll talk to you later.
Friends? Yes. The financial partners whom you've built a relationship with at Old National Bank are still at the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard location, right here in the borough. And so are the warm, homemade cookies.
Cookies are ready, dear.
Like Grandma used to make. If you need online and mobile banking, Murfreesboro's Old National Bank does that too. You and Old National Bank, better together.
Old National Bank at 2230 Dr. MLK Jr. Boulevard. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
Big changes coming for Ideas Tees and Raider Tees. After nearly 2 decades at 910 Richley Road, they're moving to a brand new location, 111 East MTCS Road across from MTCS. Same great screen printing and embroidery services, same Raider Tees Blue Raider spirit, now with even better visibility from Memorial Boulevard. The move will be complete March 24th, and their work won't stop during this process. Ideas Tees and Raider Tees moving to 111 East MTCS Road.
This is News Radio WGNS Prime Time Sports.
Sponsored by the law offices of John Day. Our expanded office location is on Medical Center Parkway, just across the street from the hospital. If you've been injured, call us for a free consultation at 867-9900.
Well, a big weekend of sports as we had the first radio games for the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders taking on perennial power Dallas Baptist in conference play. The Blue Raiders did win yesterday's game against Dallas Baptist, so 1 out of the 2 games in that series, and the conference just getting underway for Conference USA. Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders going to be exciting to watch this year. The next radio games will be this coming Friday when they host FIU. Friday 5:45, Saturday 2:45, Sunday 12:45, and I think this weekend we've got some possible storms on Saturday night, Sunday to watch for, so we'll keep you updated on all of that and if the schedule changes. But if you're a Blue Raider baseball fan, you're accustomed to that, right? They are playing at Southeast Missouri tomorrow, and that will be a stream-only game. High school-wise, we've got Middle Tennessee Christian School tonight hosting BGA in baseball. 6:15 or so will be our airtime, 6:30 for the first pitch on State Farm Prep Sports. This Thursday night, we're headed to Smyrna as Smyrna and Stewart's Creek Lockhorns in softball two of the state's best teams in 4A softball. We'll get you that game on Thursday night around 6:15 or so with a 6:30 first pitch. And the Braves get underway this week. The Braves taking on San Diego to open up the season. 2:55 airtime on Thursday afternoon. And then we'll catch them as we can throughout the weekend. They are on the coast, so I think we'll get our Raider games done and go right to Braves baseball in progress after that, both Friday and Saturday as well. All right, that's a look at the latest local sports. How about Josh Copley with a look around the state?
Access Tennessee Sports. I'm Josh Copley. March Madness has been heating up, and that has been especially true for the Tennessee Volunteers. The men defeated 7th seed UCLA on Saturday 67-58 to punch their ticket to the Sweet 16. Chaz Lanier led in scoring with 20 points. It was found out yesterday that Tennessee will meet Kentucky in their Sweet 16 matchup this upcoming Friday. The women of Tennessee also advanced to the next round of March Madness yesterday with a big win over Ohio State 82-67. Talasia Cooper led the Lady Vols in scoring with 19 points, and the defense held the Buckeyes to only 8 points in the fourth quarter. Tennessee's Sweet 16 matchup has yet to be determined. The Nashville Predators were on the road in St. Louis last night in a bout with the Blues. Nashville would lose 1-4 after yielding 2 goals in the first period and 2 in the third. Philip Forsberg would be the lone contributor for Nashville in the score column. I'm Josh Copley with Access Tennessee Sports.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
Maryland won its second-round game in the NCAA men's basketball tournament on a game winner at the buzzer by freshman Derek Queen. A bank shot from the side, 72-71 over Colorado State. The Terps will play 1-seed Florida in the Sweet 16 Thursday night. The Gators eliminated UConn 77-75. In the East region, wins for 1-seed Duke and 2-seed Alabama. The late game went to Arizona, beating Oregon 87-83. Caleb Love scored 29 points. Wins for Kentucky, Ole Miss, and 2-seed Michigan State advanced in a close one against New Mexico, eventually 71-63 the final. To the NBA, Miami got 42 points from Andrew Wiggins in a victory against Charlotte. Boston won its 5th in a row. Wins for Cleveland and Denver, each on the road. And Oklahoma City won its 6th straight, beating the Clippers in LA 103-101. NASCAR win at Homestead, Miami for Kyle Larson.
Ascension St. Thomas Heart is the leader in Middle Tennessee for heart care, providing the most advanced options, including heart surgery and transplants. Our nationally recognized cardiac team cares for more adult hearts than anyone in the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery, making Ascension St. Thomas Heart your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Schedule a heart screening or find a cardiologist at ascension.org/St. Thomas Heart.
I'm Betsy Maples with Maples Realty and Auction. Are you looking for the perfect blend of city conveniences and country charm? The Maples has it all and features homes from 5 quality local builders and has amenities including a pool, tennis and pickleball courts, basketball, and soccer areas. Schedule a tour with Maples Realty and Auction today. Call us at 615-896-4740 or visit the Maples of Murfreesboro.com.
Maples Realty and Auction.
Access Tennessee News, I'm Will Nunley. The Tennessee Department of Health is confirming the state's first measles case in 2025 in a Middle Tennessee resident. The individual became infected with measles in early March and is recovering at home. Public health officials are working to identify other locations and people potentially exposed to the virus. There is currently an ongoing national measles outbreak involving over 300 cases in 11 states, including 2 deaths. Measles is a highly infectious and potentially fatal disease which spreads very easily through the air when infected persons speak, cough, or sneeze. The Dickson County Sheriff's Office say one of their detectives has been arrested for multiple charges, including DUI. On Thursday, Detective Doug Kimbrough was pulled over by a Tennessee Highway Patrol officer. He was charged with driving under the influence, violation of implied consent, reckless driving, and possession of a handgun while under the influence. Dickson County says that Kimbrough is on administrative leave with no pay while an internal investigation is conducted. More news in 30 seconds.
Are you looking to buy or sell real estate? I'm Betsy Maples with Maples Realty and Auction, and we've been selling property in Middle Tennessee since 1969, whether it be traditional listings, sales, or auctions. Let us visit your property and help you decide what method is best for your situation. Call Maples Realty and Auction today, because it's our people that's the difference.
Maples Realty and Auction.
Sold by Maples Realty and Auction.
A pair of young hikers that went missing in Hancock County have been found safe. The Tennessee Highway Patrol says the two boys were on a hiking adventure late Thursday and did not return home. The THP says they moved resources into the area and worked through the night to locate the pair. Search teams from nearby counties assisted as well. The hikers were found safe and returned home. Will Nunley, Access Tennessee News.
Looking for great deals on name brand clothing, furniture, and more? Visit the Garden Patch Thrift Shop on Spring Street across from the tall downtown NHC building in Murfreesboro. Our competitive prices and quality selection make it easy to find exactly what you need. And here's the best part, 100% of your purchase supports Greenhouse Ministries, helping over 70 families a day. When you shop at the Garden Patch, you're not just getting a deal, you're making a difference. The Garden Patch Thrift Shop on Spring Street in Murfreesboro.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by AmeriCare Pest Control and the law offices of John Day.
I've got pets.
AmeriCare Services Incorporated, family-owned and operated. For residential and commercial customers, we offer a full range of services. Our services include one-time, monthly, and quarterly pest control, termite control, moisture and fungus control, automatic foundation vents, and more. Licensed, insured, and bonded for your protection. 893-7111.
All the best of the best to get rid of your pets.
AmeriCare Services Incorporated.
Hey, encourage your friends to tune to WGNS on the radio or streaming live on the internet, and even at your demand on podcasts. There's a grief support group meeting, and it's free, every Wednesday morning at 10 at the St. Clair Street Senior Center. That's 10 o'clock every Wednesday morning. Oh yes, the Parkinson Support Group meets on the first and third Friday of each month at 10 o'clock in the morning. And that's over at the St. Clair Street Senior Center. They're at 325 St. Clair Street here in Murfreesboro. That's the Parkinson Support Group meeting on the first and third Friday of each month. Would you like to learn how to clog? It's great exercise, and you might even travel the world with the Cripple Creek Cloggers. That'll be at 4:30 this Sunday afternoon at the Smyrna Senior Activity Center this Sunday. Don't throw away Old Glory. Bring your tattered American flag to WGNS. And let the girls from BSA Troop 2019 at Trinity United Methodist Church retire it with dignity. Plus, we also recycle Bibles. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
The city of Murfreesboro is growing, and we need your help to prove it by participating in the special census. Murfreesboro Mayor Shane McFarland.
We want to get an accurate count of our residents compared to the last census. The more people that are counted, the more state shared revenue dollars Murfreesboro receives.
It's fast and easy. Complete the form online at murfreesborocensus.com.
Count me in.
Okay, count me in.
And count me in too.
Let's make sure every resident counts. Visit murfreesborocensus.com.
Rutherford Issues on News Radio WGNS.
Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. MTE's charitable foundation is called Sharing Change, and it's funded by members who round up their electric bills to the nearest dollar each month as a donation, supporting hundreds of nonprofits. Find out more at sharingchange.org. It's time to find out what's going on with the Child Advocacy Center, the CAC. And joining us, Krista Colwell, Presley Hosford, and someone else I'm going to let one of you kind of introduce here as well. Sandra has been here, twice, I think?
Yes.
But never on air.
Yep, just in the corner.
So have you been prepping
Dragged
her?
her out, yeah.
So we're going to be talking about all of this good stuff going on. Krista, anything? Well, first of all, help us find out who Asandria is.
Yeah, I'll let Presley introduce her because
She's
her intern and they've been working super closely.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so I am the community education coordinator at the Child Advocacy Center, and Asandria is a student at MTSU studying human development and family studies, and she's been joining me for the past 2 semesters doing community education and helping me out with Darkness to Light, and she's just been a joy to have.
2 semesters, huh?
Yeah.
You must like it okay.
I do. I always knew I wanted to come back. It was not guaranteed at first, but I made my way back, so
Okay.
I'm happy to be here.
So as part of that, for class, I mean, do you have to do an internship as part of your major?
Yes, for senior year, our last 2 semesters, we have to do a different internship each semester.
Okay. So are you doing something just a little different at the CAC so you could be at the same place? Is that how that worked? Or
Yeah, I'm taking on slightly different responsibilities. That was the one stipulation I had if they were going to let me stay, is that I had to do just a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I'm trying my best.
a little more.
Yeah.
I'm sure Presley has, I mean, she's probably, cracking the whip, get everything done, So what is it that you like about interning at the CAC?
Everyone is always super nice to me. Presley especially, she makes sure that she gives me a good amount of responsibility. She doesn't hover or anything. She makes me feel comfortable. She's just a great boss. She doesn't like being called the boss, but she's a great boss.
You need to get her a shirt that says boss lady or something, right? And it's always good to have extra hands, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. And that's also been a learning curve for me too, is becoming a boss, because me and Krista are one of the youngest members at the CAC, and so sometimes I feel like I am too young to be teaching an intern, but Asandria has made it a really easy transition where I feel like, okay, I can take on a leadership role for sure.
Yeah, well, I've got to start and learn somewhere.
Exactly.
I'm sure you've interned.
I was an intern at the Child Advocacy Center. And so
Really?
Yeah. And
Okay.
so I was the same as Asandria, where I had the opportunity to intern 2 semesters in a row. And the opportunity came for me to come into a full-time position. And so maybe one day Asandria will be a full-time CAC employee.
Well, that sounds like the method of the madness that goes on. You intern twice and you know all the ins and outs and where to find the bathroom supplies in the building and, learn all those things. Get coffee. Can you make coffee well?
I don't even like coffee, but yeah, I'll do it for them.
Oh, goodness. So, well, it's good to have you here today as well. And Krista, do you have an intern yet? Someone that calls you boss lady?
No, I think I just make everyone in the office call me boss lady.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Just on the days of events. But no interns for me yet. We're exploring the possibility because we have we heard a little bit about MTSU data interns, and we just have a lot of data that we're trying to get organized and cleaned up. So it's something I'm definitely open to, but it's one of those things I have to do in advance. And then the year gets so busy and time keeps passing, and then it's a new fiscal year, and maybe next year.
Yeah.
So I'll put that on my goals list for sure.
Are you in charge of data somehow?
Yeah, I do. Me and Jessica do the agency CRM, so all of our donor data, fundraising data, especially now that we're expanding and things are growing in that way, just making sure that everything's up to date with addresses, funding, making sure we're reaching people and expanding that reach. So yes, in some ways.
Well, I have to ask, it's just the curiosity in me, but you said expanding twice in that sentence. So is there some news?
Yeah, I mean, there's some exciting news. We're growing as an agency. We're able to serve a lot more people, hopefully in the future, more staff, more space. And we're in the beginning stages of, just trying to figure out what the next steps are for us as an agency, because we are quickly outgrowing the space that we have at our current office. So just in the early stages of figuring out what that looks like for us.
Does this mean a larger service area or?
No, it's still just serving
Okay.
Rutherford and Cannon, but again, our demand is growing so much, we just want to be able to keep up and serve the folks that come into our agency the best we can, and that means making sure that we have the space and the technology and the staff available to do that.
Gotcha. I guess that that growth comes with our county's growth, huh?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
It's pretty much neck and neck. Yeah. As soon as they're growing, there's so many new children and new families moving here. Well, y'all see it every single day.
Right. So I assume that it takes more staff to do the interviews and things like that, and a bigger space to be able to do more than one interview at a time and things
maybe
like that.
I'll get an intern too. Maybe
Well,
another
see?
development person.
Wow. Well, I mean, like you said, a bigger building costs more money and more staff costs more money. So you have to fundraise that somehow, right?
Exactly. Money's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
So.
I know the springtime is an awfully big time for the Child Advocacy Center, and we're rapidly approaching a big month, aren't we?
Yes, it is almost April. I can't believe it. I feel like I was like, oh, it's just March, and now it's April 1st next week. So April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and we are in full swing for preparing for our events, and we have lots of things going on. I know Presley's super busy and already booked up, but not completely booked up, so still booked through D2L. She has a ton of trainings coming up. We have the Hometown Heroes Walk for Children on April 25th this year, which we're in full swing and have a lot of folks already registered and signed up and sorting out food and awards and all that exciting stuff. And we also are kicking off the month with our fundraiser out in Cannon County. The Cannon Runs for Children 5K is this Saturday.
Oh, wow. This Saturday.
Yes.
Wow. So you get an early start on that.
An early start, yeah.
Yeah. So what time will you have to have and out there?
We'll be there at 6, and I told staff.
You keep saying
6:30.
will.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody.
We, yeah.
Everybody.
And I regret because I told staff 6:30 this morning, and I have to go back on my word and make it 6. So.
Half an hour earlier.
Exactly.
Everybody's
and a drive, so they're gonna love me. No.
Everybody is gonna love you. So, how did you react to that news, Presley?
Just now finding out it's been changed to 6 a.m. We're smiling through the pain, but it'll be fine. Because it's nice. I will say when we're out there that early and we're setting up, we do get to see the sunrise. So it makes it a bit more bearable to be out there so early.
How many days of the year do you see the sunrise?
One? Just the one.
Well, just the one. Or sometimes maybe turkey tee off.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Turkey, because the sun sets a little later. So I'm usually out there by up in the dark, and then the sun rises as the.
So twice a year, all for work.
All for work. But it's so worth it too, just to have prevention activities to enjoy with the community, because it's a great way for people to understand the work we do in the community and how they can get involved with us, and that talking about child abuse prevention doesn't have to be super scary. It's something we all can come together for the same cause and to hopefully create a world free of child abuse.
Isn't that kind of one of the goals with Child Abuse Prevention Month, Krista, just to try to break through that stigma of, head in the sand, we don't talk about those kind of things?
Absolutely. I think that's one of our main goals, is to have more of these conversations in more casual, everyday, frequent ways. Like it doesn't have to be something that's so formal and sit down and it's a very serious topic. Obviously it is very serious, but you want to be talking about it with your neighbors, in community, at this picnic, at the walk, from people who not only work with the CIC but are representing us and know what we do and are spreading that mission. I feel like having those connections and having that network and making it such a common thing to talk about will definitely help with that stigma of like, oh no, this isn't something that we can speak of even, or that people should only know about the CIC if they need it. It's something that truly every adult should know about, how to prevent child abuse, and then also not only know how to do it themselves, but be able to talk about it with their peers and talk about it with the parents in their lives, and make sure that every adult that is interacting with the child, which is everyone that's a mandated reporter, is everyone over the age of 18. Everyone should know and be armed with those tools.
And that's the whole thing behind Darkness to Light, bringing darkness to light, actually.
Truly, yeah, because child sexual abuse thrives in the dark. It doesn't want to be talked about. Even when it comes to setting boundaries with adults, like if they want to give a kiddo a hug and the child doesn't seem too into it, even just standing up and saying, hey, little Johnny doesn't seem too comfortable with a hug. Maybe we opt for a high five or a fist bump. That truly brings big change into setting normalcy with creating boundaries with anyone the child is involved with, and it's kind of a domino effect. But yeah, with Darkness to Light, it's about creating strong relationships with children and families to safeguard the well-being of all children.
Well, can't let our time get away. We've got maybe 3 minutes, and there's always the big finale. After the drum roll comes the event. So tell us about the big one coming up next month.
Absolutely. So April 25th, the last Friday of April, will be the Hometown Heroes Walk for Children. The main ceremony will start in Civic Plaza, where the walk is going to start, but we ask folks to park at Oakland's, and we'll have a shuttle going to Civic Plaza for the start of the walk. And so park at Oakland's Park, we'll shuttle you over, and then join us for the opening ceremony, where we'll honor hometown heroes who have worked child abuse cases for the majority of their career. So we'll get to honor those folks doing this incredible, amazing, and difficult work. And we'll start the walk. The walk is about a little less than a mile. It usually takes folks around 20 minutes to get to Oakland's Park. And then at the end, we'll have a big picnic. We'll have hot dogs, hamburgers, veggie burgers for our vegetarians, DoubleTree cookies, some chips. And then it's just a great time. We'll have some music and, again, get to meet more people and have those conversations and talk about the great work that we do, and also just be in community and enjoy a beautiful spring day.
Now, you said an average of 20 minutes. I mean, there are always those laggers. So, I mean, is it that's going to be those laggers behind? They're going to get there in 20 minutes?
I feel like that's usually 25 to 30 minutes we have all of our walkers in, because it's that less than a mile. So usually a brisk walk for me takes like 25 minutes for a mile, so less than. I think our earliest people were that carried the sign at the beginning of the walk were there in about 17 minutes. So,
oh wow.
It's really quick.
It is quick, and so it's a good opportunity, even if you're working that Friday, to come see us on your lunch break.
That sounds like a good idea. Do you have to sign up or need to sign up? Or?
Yeah, it's completely free to register, and we can do same-day registration. All that we need is a waiver from everyone that's walking.
Okay. So get all of that taken care of from your website?
Absolutely. CACrutherford.org.
Perfect. And we'll put a link to that in the podcast section as well. Well, it's good to have you all here. And Sandria, I hope you enjoyed your time, and there'll be a follow-up interview of about 3 hours we'll do.
Okay. Can't wait.
Can't wait. So our friends from the Child Advocacy Center joining today here on Rutherford Issues. And by the way, if you missed part of the conversation, the podcast will be up at wgnsradio.com under podcast and Rutherford Issues. So check it out there. Or be sure to follow us on our video channels, Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitch. Look for WGNS Radio there, and you can watch the shows back anytime. Have a good day, everybody.
The city of Murfreesboro is growing, and we need your help to prove it by participating in the special census. Murfreesboro Mayor Shane McFarland.
We want to get an accurate count of our residents compared to the last census. The more people that are counted, the more state shared revenue dollars Murfreesboro receives.
It's fast and easy. Complete the form online at murfreesborocensus.com.
Count me in.
Okay, count me in.
And count me in too.
Let's make sure every resident counts. Visit murfreesborocensus.com.